Kingston Heath is hosting the Australian Open Championship for the first time since 1970, when Gary Player made it 2 in a row. And this year, Australia's favourite Bob Shearer is seeking 2 Australian Opens in succession. Well, players and spectators are absolutely delighted with the condition of the Kingston Heath course, and club members are justifiably proud. And on this first day, with heavy rain having fallen in Melbourne over the last couple of days, conditions are probably a little bit easier than was expected. The greens had been likened to Royal Melbourne in practice earlier in the week, but the heavy rains that have fallen have slowed those greens down considerably, and the players who have completed their rounds as I speak have found that conditions were very much to their liking. So let's join the action in the first round of the Australian Open.
11th hole, dogleg to the right. Requires a neat sort of a shot from the tee, downwind. And there we are, just the perfect placement. And looking back from the green, we see not a large green, quite a small target. And this is the second shot of Aussie Moore. Typically crisp iron shot from Moore. Beautiful striker of the ball. Oh, what a nice shot. Now we see there the way the ball bit on the green. It's very soft today. Now he's nice, very attractive caddy.
That's his wife,
Peter? His wife, yes.
Yes, sweet kid.
Now this is the putt for birdie 3 at this 11th hole. And it's truly in the centre. And that put him to 2 under.
And earlier today, Stuart Ginn, David Graham and Bob Shearer playing the 10th hole. He teed off at 9 o'clock this morning.
What a super little par 3 this is. A little bit of draw from that shot of Stewart's. Oh, yes, it's certainly living dangerously. And let's hit the left-hand approach and skid it back onto the green. That's a good view of David Graham's swing from behind. Is that drawing back in enough? Oh, look at all the backspin on the ball too, certainly. He hit his out to the right and didn't quite draw back sufficiently. David Graham likes to play with a bit of right to left draw. Looks like it's a little more than an 8 iron today, Peter.
That's all, and I think you'll observe that they don't really hit it hard either. The wind is helping here, just from the right to the left, but it is of assistance.
Yeah, you can see that tempo of Shearer's. There's a nice quiet swing. Very beautifully played shot. Straight as a string. Well, you can see there from the leaderboard, David Graham is square at that stage. Now, this for birdie 2. Well, David Graham would be no stranger to very fast greens. Green 21 is US Open, or at least as fast as this. Observe his style. A little bit crouched, with a beautiful sharp tap at the ball, accelerates into the ball nicely. God, look at that. Oh, what a great 2. Been noticing this morning, Peter, walking around looking at a lot of the players, the ball is sitting on the ground beautifully on the putting green, not bumping or hopping because they've been rolled as well as having been cut. Graham Grant, the curator, has really got them down fast, hasn't he?
Yeah, very true indeed. If one can read the slopes and the line.
And look at that, you'd swear that was only halfway when he struck it, wouldn't you?
Coming downhill.
And now Bob Shearer. Very familiar left-handed putting grip. Quite a lot of players using it now. Oh, must be a big hole, Peter. Well, there was also a super 2. I believe the bunkering here in this great golf course was done by the great Alistair Mackenzie, Peter.
Yes, that's a fact of history.
Now Stewart's in for par.
Good. Marsh with the honour. We'll get Graham to inform us of his outward run. Standing at even par. Well, if he finishes even par, he'll be very much in this championship.
2 birdies and a double bogey on the first 9, Peter. He birdied the first, too many of those today, and the 7th, the par 5. But he took 6 at the 6th hole, the one we just saw.
Yes,
Well, I believe his ball went in the lady's pocket with his second shot.
Yeah, well, I saw him. He was well off the line to do it anyway. Now, 3 wood, playing for position. Dog leg to the right. That's good solid swing. Good rhythm. Getting praise there from his faithful caddy there. Now, Nick Price, let's have a look at this young man. Almost the winner of the Open Championship at Troon last year. Oh yes, that's a very powerful swing. Right shoulder, giving it heaps. Well, there you are with that 1 iron. He's almost up to Marsh, who used a 3 wood.
Yes, and he won the World Series in America, Peter. That was a great performance.
Wonderful performance, yes.
He was under 70 for each of the 4 rounds. And now the amateur champion, Wayne Smith.
Well, he's using the iron, obviously. But my word, he must have some power to use that club here. Let's see. Oh, yes.
Isn't that a nice swing, Peter?
That's a fine swing. My word, it is. Very good. Now, very small target, this green. Quite an unusual shape and construction. One of the old greens. Nothing new about it, but it's a very fine, well thought out green. Very small. Well, that's on, and we saw it stick. Not much bounce today after all the overnight rain. In fact, the rain of the last few days. There is the view ahead of the player. You see those traps are well short of the green. And, well, they don't really come into even a thought of these players. But the green itself, on the same level. And, as I said before, very small target here. Well, he gave that quite a hit. Perhaps a little left. Well, on the same line as Smith, safely on the green. Good shot. Nick Price. Now Marsh, there's a view of the flag, and that's what he sees, that's what we see. My word, that's a nice way to watch golf, standing right behind the player if he allows you to. Wind behind him, so that won't bother him too much. And just, I think, a 8 iron. A little light on, not quite enough, and of course no bounce. And there they are, all 3 on the green. Putt of about 18 meters, I guess. Now let's see the speed. It's very fast green. Look at that. Now look at that. Oh, good putt. This is Wayne Smith for a birdie on the 11th. Very gentle approach, but it's enough speed. My goodness, that's a very fast green, isn't it?
They really are a credit to the club and to Graham Grant. He's got them down to a beautiful speed. Certainly separates the wheat from the chaff when they're this fast, Peter.
Well, we did suggest, or I think you mentioned something about the speed of years ago. I must say that this is not the first time in their lifetime that these greens have been quick. In the 40s and 50s, all the greens of Melbourne were this speed. This is just restoring them to what they were. Now Nick Price, I wonder where he will putt it. Left perhaps? No, to the right. And back it comes. And in it goes. Nice birdie there for Price. Remember the 2 under is leading, Aussie Moore. So Marsh just 2 behind. Doesn't mean much at this stage of the championship. Oh dear. Dear, dear, dear. Right, well, it was not a good stroke, or at least it wasn't in the right direction. And consequently, it lipped out, and that's a 5.
Defending champion Bob Shearer. Some words of advice and wisdom from one of the officials. At the 16th, he's played 2 shots at this par 4, and Brian is in a bit of strife.
A very awkward shot indeed. The green's about a metre higher than he is, at least a metre. Very slick. Chopped down the ball, boned it. Look at this, look. Look how fast that bit of approach is too. Talk about out of the frying pan to the fire. Now here's another very awkward chip. That's in the hollow the other side. And this is part of the big double green here. The 16th green we're looking at, Shearer, and the 8th also connect. So it's like a big hourglass. Seen 1 or 2 fellows on the wrong green. If they elect to putt, well, they can putt from on the surface. And they've made a local rule that if they wish to use anything other than the putter, they have to treat it as though it's a separate green and drop away, so they don't want any divots taken. Well, now, he's got to be very careful with this one too, because the green's about a ½ a metre higher than he is. Awfully fast. If he catches this one and produces the same shot, he's right back to where he started. Very awkward shot for Bob Shearer. For 1, 2, 3. This is 4th. And he's caught the grass first. Well, I think he would have quit a little bit on that one, being scared of whacking it back over the green. Sticking along quite steadily until now.
Well, he could very easily take 3 more from there, couldn't he?
My word. This gives us a good idea. This is slightly uphill to start with, but then it flattens out.
Look.
Just look at that scoot. What a putt this one is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what a save that was.
The
Good
6th.
Gracious.
Aussie Moore, who's only been out of amateur ranks for just over a year, former national amateur champion, has had a fine 2 under par 70 to head the field at the end of the first round. So let's go to the action in the second round of the 83 Australian Open Championship.
Started with 3 bogeys after his round of 77 yesterday.
And this par 5 is playing up against the breeze today. It's a light southerly blowing, just enough to be testing.
Go to the right.
Well, certainly a very long second shot there. He's carried those traps and pretty good position for a reasonable pitch. But he still doesn't look too happy with the ground, Marsh, does he?
No, but he shouldn't worry too much about that, because if he's going to miss it, that's the place to miss it, on the short on the right, and he can putt it up from there or chip if he so wishes. But this is David Graham's second shot, and he may just get there today if he really hits a corker.
Oh, that is a brilliant golf shot, Graham Marsh, up against the breeze. 2 big woods today.
Yes, well, he's been hitting the ball a long way all year since he came into possession of a new driver, and that's given him the advantage, of course, on this long par 5.
And Bob Shearer, a little sand iron pitch for his third. Well, that was an immaculately played shot, but it just leaked out a little bit on Bob, and he's got a fairly tricky downhiller there for birdie. Would like to have stopped more quickly than that now. This one should cut away a little to the right for David Graham's eagle putt. Graham.
Yes, and fast also. There's no such thing as a slow putt here at Kingston Heath this week, and it'll continue to get faster as the tournament unfolds. But across the slope, and quite a substantial left to right borough.
Well, that really covered the hole, and just in the last few moments, just dribbled away to the right. Well, it certainly wasn't one of those you could charge. He's certainly playing great percentage golf. Tap in for a birdie.
2 under par, and David Graham now leading the championship.
Now this for birdie. Sets it rolling. Look at that, just go with that little tiny tap and it slipped by at least a half a metre, probably even a shade more, because our camera angle and it's low down, this tends to foreshorten. So it looks a lot closer than it is, but he'll certainly want to take his time over this. He's got away to a very disappointing start today, Bob Shearer.
5-5-5, Brian. 3 bogeys after a 5 over 77 yesterday. That's a par 5 for Shearer.
Right, now this is a recording of what happened earlier on, and Peter Senior now on the 12th hole. And that's a very good hit, a mighty hit, right in the right position. Now that's carried right over those line of bunkers there, and that's a superb hit, and he's in the prime spot now to be able to have a go at this green. Well, that may even be the driver, in which case that's going to be a very game shot, but he does get the ball up into the air very quickly with the, well, even with his driver from the tee. So he may well do it from the fairway, and that's a magnificent shot. Right on.
That's a sizzler. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's a big hit. 2 very big hits.
And that was against the breeze too, my word.
So this putt for an eagle. Now, if my memory serves me right, he made a eagle here yesterday. Wouldn't it be something to eagle this hole twice in a row? Here it comes. Oh, what a beauty.
Oh, thank you
well,
very
that's
much.
A big fight back for Peter Senior. He double bogeyed the 8th, and to get back there with a 3 is a big bonus.
There's Ozzie Moore. Doesn't look too happy about that lie either. 6th, the long par 4, coming back towards the clubhouse. There's from the green looking back down to the players. It's a 2-level green. A very tricky approach too. He's obviously in the sand trap, I think, Graham.
Yes, he's put it in the bunker, and that's not the place to be here. He has no possible chance of reaching the green, and what he has to make absolutely certain of doing here, Brian, is getting enough club on the ball. Not taking too much of a risk, because he could hit the lip of the bunker as he comes out and just try and get it down the centre of the fairway.
I think he did hit the lip, Graham. I heard the double whack.
Or has it shot forward off the top of the lip? Sometimes they do that. Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Now, Ozzie Moore with his 2nd try to get into this deep fairway trap on the left-hand side of number 6. Well, enough club this time, but he's hurting himself out there, Graham Marsh.
Yes, it's one of those things. Over-ambition at this stage of the game can be desperate.
And there's Ozzie Moore's caddy, his very charming wife, caddying for him through this championship.
Yes, Brian, Mandy, and apparently there's quite a controversy this morning with the AGU and the PGA being involved, and it was felt that for the weekend rounds of this championship that the lady caddy should be made to carry the bags rather than wheel them, but the PGA Tour official Warren Dixon objected to that, as it wasn't in the conditions of the championship, and so it looks as if the girls will be pushing the bags on buggies over the weekend.
Good on them too.
So this for a bogey 5 for Ozzie Moore. Good roll.
Oh, just tweaked left at the end, didn't it? Looked like it was covering the hole.
For these bogeys and double bogeys, Graham, it averaged 4.7 yesterday, 4.75 so far today.
Ian Baker Finch. His final tee shot, and he's playing very conservatively here. He has a long iron. My guess is a 1 iron. crowd behind like it very much indeed, and that's the reason why.
Well, he's looking good, isn't he?
He is. He's swinging very well.
Up forward is Baker Finch. Second shot to the final hole.
No more than an 8-iron.
Oh, good shot.
That's a good one.
What a good shot.
In Baker Finch, after a very nice iron tee shot and a 8-iron second. This for a birdie 3 at the 18th. Come on, turn a little bit more. Oh, yes. Loved it.
Round of 73 for Baker Finch today, and he's even par after 36 holes.
Well, this is a hole-in-one, I think.
And it's $20,000 too.
My goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious, that's the Westpac 20,000.
That's right.
For Morris Bembridge.
Oh, well, it couldn't happen to a nicer fella.
Morris Bembridge, $20,000 worth here at the 10th. 131 metres, par 3.
Well, he liked the look of it. This stage, and here it comes, right on line.
That'll buy him a few more tickets to come back to Australia, Peter.
Bless him.
So at the end of the second round, the Open really well poised after it looked as though David Graham might make a cakewalk of it halfway through the afternoon. He'd got away to a 5-shot lead, but by the end of the day, the margin is back to 1. Graham had a par round of 72 to be the only player to have completed the first 2 rounds in sub-par figures. He's 1 under, a total of 143. Live action now, third round, Australian Open for 1983.
This is birdieable. In fact, the average score today is under the par. It's very unusual, but that's the fact of the matter. More people getting 4 here than getting 5. Oh, now that's that hook that plagued him yesterday. Now that's, well, he's not in the bushes. Now all sorts of things happening on the 7th. This is David Graham in the rough, having to, well, chip out, but he can get a long way down the fairway with that shot. Perhaps he get too far. Now what's happening? Hard to follow that. That may be in trouble. Right. His reaction, I think, perhaps he got caught in the cross traps. We'll know in a minute. Well, things not going too smoothly for the leader, which opens up the possibilities of everybody, and this man is one of them. Par 5. Now, he's not attempting to hit this green in 2. He's trying to keep out of trouble and set up the third shot, which should be a short pitch if he executes this properly. No, didn't like that much. That's why. That's in the trap that found Graham Marsh. Well, that's overdoing the caution. Now Price. Iron shot. But, well, if he really thumps it from that lie, which will help him fly the ball without a lot of spin on it, he could even reach the green. On the other hand, it could go somewhere wrong. Oh, he got some claps, and that's a pretty good shot. Now, here's the drama on the 7th. Well, that was a poor shot from Graham, and he found himself some trouble. This is his third shot. Now, look, there it is. I think he was lucky to scramble over that bracken. He's still in thick grass, and he's still best part of 200 meters from the green. Now, look out, that's going left again. More trouble. Right on, there's the third shot of Foley. Oh, good shot. Bite up now, and it might come back. No, it didn't. Good shot. This is his third. Now, birdie chance if he can get this close. It's that old sand iron again. Oh, good shot. It is close, and there's a birdie chance. David Graham is in there. Now the ball's been hit. No, there it is. Now it's on the front, coming up to the first quarter of the green. There he is in 4. Now this man in some bother here. The chances of a stroke dropped, and his lead gone. putt right across the green here. This is a treacherous green, I can tell you. Very fast and quite a slope on it. Black stick held in the cup by the caddy. This is the putt for 5. And away it goes. Well, more aggro. Nice putty hold on the previous green. Is this another? It is. Good putt. That's it. That's a 4. He goes to just 1 over the par. Now I make it that this is a putt for 6. And unless we've missed one, this is at least 1 stroke dropped. Oh, good putt. Under the circumstances, that's a darn good putt.
Now the best outward 9 today by Peter Fowler, 33, 3 under. The only other man to better par was a 35 by Vaughan Summers. 4 birdies in the last 6 holes. And he's now just 1 behind the leader.
Peter Fowler for a 2 at the 10th hole, and in it goes.
He's got it, you beauty. Gee, what a tremendous run that is, Bob.
Certainly is, Brian. He's now into the tied for the lead.
Well, how tremendous. He's come from out of the clouds, and look at the look on his face. Well, he should be pleased too. As David Graham was saying earlier, this is so much like US Open conditions, except probably for the very, very thick rough on the edge of most fairways, but there are certainly some patches of very deep rough.
Peter Senior for a birdie too after an excellent tee shot. He should make this one. He's got the right grip.
Spread like wildfire, Bob. In.
There, see? That's the way to do it.
We're getting more and more converts all the time, Bob.
Peter Fowler's second shot at the 12th hole. You can see the wind whistling a little bit in the background there, Brian.
Yes,
I think this hole is probably, well, he's hit a fine second shot. I was just about to say it's almost out of reach for 2 with the wind blowing the way it is, and he's hit 2 fine shots to get there. Now here's Peter Fowler at the 12th hole, his 3rd shot, and he's on that short fringe that we've been talking about, Brian, and elected to take the putter, which I think is the wisest choice. The grass is cut so short there that you take out the wedge or the 9-iron or the 8-iron and you get that negative thought in your head about hitting it thin or hitting it a little heavy. You immediately head for the putter to roll it.
Right, and that's safe because this is a par 5. Come on, come on.
And it's a very good putt.
Oh, yes, it was too. What a good lag-up putt for the boy. Playing with Peter Fowler.
Peter with a birdie putt to go into the red figures. And the lead in the championship on his own.
And it would be 6 birdies in 9 holes, Bob, and that's no mean feat round this golf course.
That's unbelievable, Graham. I know I didn't have any yesterday.
Yeah, but Shearer, you've done that before. You've been there, done that, and it's a wonderful feeling, isn't it?
It is a great feeling, I must admit that. Smooth stroke straight into the center of the hole.
Right in the heart of the cup.
1 under par.
Now, Nick Price.
Nick Price, birdie putt at the 10th hole.
And like a rabbit down his burrow into Nick Price. Great birdie.
Back to even for the championship, which is just one behind Peter Fowler.
And Fowler with a very good chance also. Just with keeping within touch. Well, actually, I think the young fellows have set up pretty well to the pressure, Bob, haven't they?
Very well, and it's really looking better and better for the young guys. All the young fellas that we've been talking about for 5 or 6 weeks that hopefully we're going to come through and give Australian golf an extra kick. Is looking at the leaderboard now, they're just about everyone that we're talking about's there with a realistic chance of winning the tournament.
Fowler for 2 at the 10th. Thank you very much indeed. And that's only 1 over. It's 2 off the pace. And David Graham struggling today. He missed 3 little tiddlers, probably shorter than this yesterday. Lost his momentum, he got to 4 under. But he's obviously long put that out of mind, but it certainly makes you a lot more careful over these short putts. That's not all that short either. From our camera angle, it makes it look a tiddler, but it's well over a metre. Straight as a string.
Ian Baker Finch has taken the drop here, and that doesn't look too good either.
Ian Baker Finch in all sorts of trouble here. And must keep his cool. Not taking unnecessary gambles. He drove the ball unplayable. Dropped out for a penalty 1, and this is his third. His third went to here, and this is his 4th. Par 5, 12th. 4th shot. Well, a good out, but nowhere near the green. He probably caught that one a little bit thick. He's at 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. Must get it up and down in 2. Absolutely must. Well, it's a good pitch. A touch more would have given him an excellent chance, but he's looking at that one for a 6. From Baker Finch here. Now, this for 6 for a 1 over. He's square at the moment. Oh, nicely held. Good boy. Certainly out of jail there, Peter.
Oh, he's held a lot of good ones, hasn't he?
2 little-known 24-year-old Australians have given this 1983 Australian Open a look that no one really expected going into the final round.
Peter Fowler, second tee. Oh, they like that. Oh, that is a good one. That's right down the center of the fairway, and a long way too. You're thinking about getting near to the cup. Oh, great. Now it's a little short, not quite past the ridge there. But a big load on his mind today. Leading the Australian Open Championship, what it would mean to a boy like him now to win, make his whole career. This is for birdie. That's not a bad putt either.
Thank you.
Well,
that almost came up for air again, Pete, didn't it? Oh, what a lovely
putt. Now, iron shot for safety. Quite a short par 4, this one. 270 metres. Oh, that's good. You can tell when they start clapping. It's straight. Yeah, 270 metres. Now, the flag is right on the left edge, and it's sort of precipice there. The left of the flag stick really is doom. Just about 80 metres or so. Oh, look out, look out. Oh, that stopped well. Oh, there's a ball right beside the cup. Now, don't be too tight now. Just give it a confidence stroke. Watch the ball, not the cup.
Get it.
He did it. Fine putt from Fowler.
David Graham, not much more to about a 5-iron. Just picked it clean off the tee. Be looking for a pretty high shot. Beautifully played shot, David Graham, right to the heart of the green with the flag set to the left. Uphill birdie putt. Get up, get up, get up.
You got it.
Oh, 3 straight birdies. He's thundering back into this championship, David Graham. Oh, Greg Alexander at the 9th. 9th, short par 4, only 324 metres. Second shot in the par 4. Have a look. It could just about go in. Look. And it has. Well, that's the 3rd eagle today.
That's the 3rd one.
Yeah, Duncan nailed it at the 3rd. And Greg Alexander at the 9th.
Now, Peter Fowler. Second shot to the 4th. Oh, that's another good one. Look at that one.
My word, he's got the bit in his teeth now, Peter.
Now, this is a birdie putt for Peter Fowler, the leader. And another birdie right in the middle. That's 3 in a row for him. What a start, my word.
He's opening up a big gap. They're going to have to get out and catch him. John Lister, up at the 6th. David Graham with a beautiful lag from down in the valley there. That's looking like it's going in. At last for John Lister.
David Graham, the greenside bunker at the 7th hole, his 3rd shot. Fine lie there. I think you'll see a good trap shot from David here. And magnificent, could be in the hole. Oh. David hit that one in firmly. No chance of the ball rolling offline with that one, Peter.
Now Ian Baker Finch on the 8th tee. This is a blind tee shot. I can't see the result. But that's a good result. Now Baker Finch. Pitch. That's the 8th. Beautiful shot.
Oh, there's an Ian Baker Finch on the right of your screen for a birdie at the 8th. And that's a fine birdie at the 8th hole to put Ian back to 4 over par for the tournament. Now Nick Price, eagle putt. Fairly straight putt. This maybe slides a little bit from his left to right. Slightly uphill, so he can give it a little bit of a great putt.
Let's have a look at George Sirhan now at the 15th.
Oh, this is very interesting hole. We saw lots of drama here yesterday, but did we ever see drama like this? Look, look. Oh.
Ian Baker Finch at the 10th hole, and he's 3 birdies in a row. And I must say the 10th hole has got to be another birdie chance. Got an 8 or 9 iron in your hand. Oh, that was a low punch shot by the look of it. Steering it straight at the hole, hopefully. Where did that one go? Oh, little lucky there. That is a very steep slope. Ian Baker Finch for his 4th birdie in a row here at the 10th hole. And he's given that a good rap too, and it's there. It's there. And he's a little excited too, Brian.
Oh, yes.
And he deserves to be.
Now David Graham with his birdie.
David Graham is a downhill putt here and very quick, and he might have got another one. He has. It's 2 in a row for David.
You wouldn't believe it, Bob. He's had 6 birdies in 11 holes, but as well he's had a double bogey and a bogey.
This is Paul Foley at the 11th. His lie looks reasonable.
I think he just clipped the tree with his
yes,
backswing.
he
Then,
clipped
Bob.
the tree with the backswing and put it in, and that is a difficult bunker shot there. That bunker is 20 to 30 metres short of the green. Peter Fowler at the 11th hole, and the bunker 30 metres short of the green, and this is a very difficult shot. I think it's the hardest shot in golf. You never know whether to clip the ball clean or a long explosion shot. A lot depends on, I guess, your frame of mind at the time, and it looks like he's elected to explode it, and that's the problem you have when you explode it. Left his bunker shot from short of the green, left it short of the green, and it's chipped up to here, and well, that's not dead yet either. So now he's got this testing little one for a double bogey. Always becomes a little harder when you've had that, and he's pulled that one to the left, and this is a very bad hole for Paul.
Championship leader Peter Fowler. His aim looks to be exactly up the centre of that trap. 3 waggles and he should be away. Right. Started left centre, but he doesn't look too worried about that. Oh, my fortune favours the brave, and other such expressions. That's just cleared that trap by 1 bare metre and hit the downslope and shot through. Now Fowler with the iron for his second. Well, he certainly hit it quite crisply and nicely.
Well,
have a look at this. Have a look at this.
Might go in.
Go in.
It might go in.
That's good. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, he certainly wasn't playing safe, and what a brilliant shot. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, look at that. It's a stone-dead tap-in for an eagle 3.
Now the championship leader.
Took a long while to get to it, didn't it? But what a sensation there on the 12th for Peter Fowler. Further in the lead now. He jumps from just 2 under to 4.
And back at Finch, the 15th tee. Looks pretty good at this stage. Looks very good. Just walk. Now it might trickle back. Just watch it carefully. Come on, down you come, ball. Keep it rolling.
This birdie putt to join David Graham in a tie for second place, 4 strokes from the lead.
Now this is a devilish green, this one. It's very bare of grass and very slippery down there now. Is he aiming far enough left? He got it! Well, that coming at this time is, well, fantastic effort. That's,
oh, he's really charged up
might.
Peter.
Now he joins David Graham in second place.
All right, well, just 1 hole back behind that at the 15th. Dennis Clark. Right to left breeze today. Still only very light. Flag set only 5 metres in from the right edge of the green and well back. And that might turn around and come back down the slope again. And the big slope at the back of the green is doing that. Just keep trickling, little ball. Come on, come on. You can hear the gallery urging it. Look.
It might go in.
It could almost be a backwards hole in one, Pete. What a remarkable result. And of course he's obviously delighted because they can just see the flag from there. When the flag's left, they can't see it. And that is absolutely stone cold. Well, that's a darn useful birdie for Dennis Clark, and will be worth a few dollars to him.
Now there's his hole by hole for the front 9. You see that race of 4 threes there.
3 of them birdies, Peter.
And spoilt by that 5 at the 9th.
Out in 33. And a bogey 5 at the 11th, but an eagle 3 at the 12th. And another bogey at the 13th, but a couple of pars. 3 under today, 3 under for the championship. And the leader by 4.
Now he needs a straight shot here. Something straight. Some flies bothering him. Now here's where you know all that practice you've put in, all those hours. Now that was a little wild swing there, and that's what he didn't want to do. Well, second shot for Baker Finch, the 17th. Remember, this is the blind green. Some consider it rather unfair and old-fashioned, but it's very much the character of Kingston Heath here. Very important hole. Now that is on the green. Will it stay on?
Done.
Oh, not only that, it'll stay near the cup. Well, what have we here? Very interesting situation suddenly.
He's got the message.
Well, in there is Fowler, and I saw him walk out to the fairway to take a look, so I would guess that he has a shot that is not unplayable, that he can hit out onto the fairway. There's the view from the green looking back to the hill, and he's in the thick of the trees there to the left. Well, there's the ball. Well, he's out clearly. Well, that's all right. Now, that's one stroke sacrificed. And, well, if he proceeds from there in the normal manner, he would drop just one stroke on this hole, then he have 3 to play with. Now we come to Peter Fowler. Played 2. Let's say again that his lead of 4 is, well, dwindling. 16th hole, 2 to go after this one. This is his 3rd shot. That's well struck. Oh, is it well struck? My word, this fella today has shown us some incredible things. He's going to get away with a 4 here after slicing into the trees. Now, Baker Finch fans, he missed that birdie putt. This is the par putt. Well, look at Eddie looking at very ruefully there. May have won in the championship, who knows, but it didn't go in.
Up ahead at the 18th tee, David Graham. And 2 fellows really can catch young Peter Fowler, and this is one of them. Gone for the driver, for the full-blooded drive. It's a good long tee shot, a little left of centre.
David Graham's second shot at the 18th hole. Fine drive down the left-hand side of the fairway. And he's pushed it way right at the green and trickles down the bank.
Baker Finch, I'll give him to you there. Bob?
Well, he's looking at that one a little anxiously, Peter, and it's well, it took a little jump there that might have helped a little bit. It's into the trees on the left. David Graham with this chip shot at the last hole and 1 over par, and Ian Baker Finch has hit the ball into the trees on the left. Not too certain whether he's going to get a shot at the green, but a very important chip shot for David. He's got plenty of green to chip and run the ball. Solid little clip with the 9-iron wedge, and it's rolling down. It's an excellent shot. Finished 1 over par and a fine round of 68 today for David. Safely in, and an excellent score for David on the last day here at the Open. Well, we're back with Ian Baker Finch, and I guess all you can do is call for the ruling. From the position we're looking at, it looks definitely like the ball is behind, well, if not behind the sign, it's behind the post there.
Well, he's giving him the drop.
Yes. I think that's a correct decision as well.
Well, that's the rule, isn't it? If these
right.
signs do intrude, they're considered to be, well, an unfair addition to the problems, and you're allowed relief. Right. Back in business. Hill.
That's Ian Baker Finch's second shot at the 18th hole, and what a magnificent one it was. And he's a happy young man. Well, he's got that putt for second place in the Open Championship, Peter.
And it's worth $2,925, Bob, if he holds this putt.
All right, I don't think he's thinking too much about that, Graham. The applause during David Graham's interview was for Ian Stanley, who run one all around the cup and it fell in. So for a birdie 3. So here's Ian. Just taking his time, which is fair enough too, and it's an important putt for this young man. On its way, and it's looking good. He was at the hole when the ball fell in.
Well, that's a fantastic round of 67 today for Ian Baker Finch. It's got him at least second place in this Australian Open Championship. 67 today for Baker Finch. 5 under for the round, even par for the championship.
Well, he's going to take the fairway club. That's not his driver. Well, that's wise. Now, just bunt it down the middle. Doesn't have to be a monster. Just straight. Oh, that's it. Floating on air now he is. Beautiful shot, and tremendous applause for him, Peter Fowler. That's what he sees ahead of him. Now, but most often they finish it off with something good, don't they? When the feeling is there high, nothing to worry about, you can do something marvelous. Beautiful swing anyway. Oh, it's on the green, long way from the cup, but he's got plenty to play with. So everybody now walks up to the last green. There might be a little bolt from the crowd on the side. There usually is. When you remember those scenes at the British Open when the crowd bolted and crushed him on the green.
Quite terrifying this year, actually, Peter.
They were too.
Tom Watson had a dickens of a job to get through the crowd here.
Now, this 24-year-old man's from Sans Souci, New South Wales. Wife Ronnie and son Nicholas. Turned professional 1976. Finished 27th on the Order of Merit last year. Well, little work to do yet. We won't give him all the accolades until he puts it in that cup. John Ferguson, his caddy. His worries are over. Well, he has well earned a can of Foster's. But he's got to go and take the flag. He can't putt with the flag in case he hits it. There'd be a 2-stroke penalty. Lead of 3. 2 putts and he wins by 3, that means. Marvellous scene here on this final hole of Kingston Heath. the 1983 Australian Open Championship. Oh, that's good. Look out. Great punt. He's had marvellous touch all day. Now comes this great moment. All the practice that he's put in over the years. It was all to win the championship. And here it is. Well, he's going to make sure of it, isn't he? I think he could have about 5 putts from there and still win. But he's going to put it in. Is he nervous? I don't think he is. But he wants to hold it, just to show that he can. And he did.
Peter Fowler is the Australian Open champion with a 72-hole total of 285. It looks like his great friend Mike Howard's there with the champagne already. I think it's too much Foster's for John Ferguson, John Clifford, Mike Howard, Nick Price congratulating him. And there's the champion being chaired from the 18th green. Well, he has to go in and sign that card. But that's great. He played the last 36 holes in 137 strokes, 68-69.
Wonderful performance from a very nice young man. He's got a little job to do yet, though. He's got to make sure he signs that card correctly. That's the rules of golf. But everyone knows that he is the champion. If they even penalised him 2 strokes for something or other, he'd still be champion.
By 3 strokes from Ian Baker Finch, David Graham finishes the championship 3rd. Tied for 4th, Dennis Clark and Nick Price. Then 6th was Peter Senior, and tied for 7th, Bob Charles, Paul Foley, John Lister, and Simon Allen. Peter Fowler's card today, the blistering 33 out, which was the best output half of the championship. He had that yesterday and again today. 3 birdies in a row, the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, which put a space between him and the rest of the field, which they never caught up. Another birdie at the 7th. The only stroke dropped on the outward 9 of the 9th, 33. Bogey 5 at the 11th, and that brilliant eagle 3 at the 12th. Another bogey at the 13th, and then rock solid the last 5 holes, played in par figures for an inward 9 of 36 and a round of 69.
Distinguished guests, officials, ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable. I can only thank all my friends that have helped me, for the people I've been staying with, and my caddy, John Ferguson, thanks very much. I'd like to thank my parents, my wife and little boy, and it's just unbelievable, you know, I've never won a 4-rounder. And Australian Open, it's unbelievable. Thanks very much.
So there you are. Peter Fowler has won the Australian Open by 3 strokes from Ian Baker Finch, with David Graham in 3rd place. The leading amateur was Peter Sweeney. And now on behalf of all our team here at Kingston Heath, Graham Dawson signing off for ABC Sport.